He had everything a man could want: power, respect, wealth, position. His name was whispered with reverence. He walked through marble halls, stood shoulder to shoulder with the empire's most powerful men. A philosopher, a teacher, a man of principle in a world addicted to power. And then, in a moment, it was all gone. The guard arrived. No trial, no warning, just exile, stripped of status, stripped of freedom, stripped of everything but his mind. No voz, no followers, no safety, just wind, silence, stone. And do you know what he did? He didn't scream. He didn't beg. He didn't curse the sky or his enemies. He turned silent, and in that silence, he became more powerful than any emperor ever could. This is the story of how one man lost everything and found something greater. This is Stoicism, explained like never before. And this might just be the moment your life begins to change. The beginning of the end. Loss. It doesn't care who you are, how much you've achieved, how strong you look. Loss comes like the tide, sudden or slow, but always certain. A job you thought was yours, a person you thought would stay, a dream you thought would come true. Gone. Just like that. You feel helpless, hollow, shocked into silence. But that silence? It's not the end. It's the beginning. It's the gateway to yourself, to your principles, to your power. This is exactly where the Stoics began. Not in the luxury of comfort, but in the crucible of chaos. The exile, Musonius Rufus. Let's go back in time. The man who turned silent was Gaius Musonius Rufus, a Roman Stoic philosopher, a teacher to soldiers, senators, slaves, and kings. He spoke truth in a world built on lies. He taught virtue in a society obsessed with vice. He challenged corruption in a system that punished the pure. And for that, they came for him. He was sent to the barren island of Gyros, a rocky prison surrounded by violent waters. A place so harsh that even hardened soldiers wept at the sight of it. But Musonius didn't cry. He didn't complain. He taught. He trained. He practiced. He became stronger. He wrote, "It is not the place that makes the man. It is the man who makes the place bearable or unbearable." Imagine being ripped from everything, yet still choosing to live with integrity. That is Stoicism in action. Modern exile, your struggles. Today, we don't face exile in the same way. Our gyros is different. A failed business, a breakup that shattered us, a medical diagnosis, a betrayal from someone we trusted, and yet the result feels the same. Suddenly, we're alone, numb, sitting in silence, asking, "Why me?" But the Stoic asks a different question. What now? The silence after a fall isn't emptiness. It's a mirror. It reflects back who we truly are without filters. The power of chosen silence. We often think of silence as weakness, but silence, when chosen, is a form of supreme strength. It is in silence that we hear what matters. It is in silence that we separate the noise from the truth. It is in silence that transformation begins. Musonius used silence not to retreat, but to rebuild. He taught others on the island. He showed them how to find freedom in their minds when their bodies were imprisoned. He proved that no matter where you are, you can choose how you are. The Stoic Trinity. 3 principles that transform loss into power. Let's break this down. If you've lost something or feel lost yourself, Stoicism offers you a path out. 3 principles. Simple, but not easy. 1. Control what you can. The world is full of chaos. You can't control other people's opinions, the economy, the weather, traffic, illness, betrayal, aging, but you can control your response, your mindset, your discipline, your words, your daily habits, your virtues. This is where your power begins. Epictetus said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." In exile or in a cubicle, your mind is yours. Control it, and you've already won. 2. Accept what you can't. Acceptance is not surrender. It's alignment. The Stoic doesn't pretend everything is okay. They simply refuse to waste energy resisting what is already real. You can rage against the past, but it won't change. You could deny the present, but it won't disappear. Or you can face life as it is and respond with courage. Marcus Aurelius said, "Objective judgment, now at this very moment. Unselfish action, now at this very moment. Willing acceptance, now at this very moment of all external events." This is how you stay strong, even when life isn't fair, even when it hurts. 3. Master the inner dialogue. The greatest battlefield is within, and your inner voice, it's either your greatest ally or your most brutal enemy. When you lose something, the mind plays tricks. "I'm not good enough. This always happens to me. I'll never recover." But the Stoic trains the inner voice to ask, "Is this in my control? What can I do right now? What virtue can I show in this moment?" The Stoic inner voice is not one of fantasy. It is rooted in action, clarity, purpose. Your mind speaks to you all day. Make sure it's speaking wisdom, not fear. From silence to rebirth. The man who lost everything didn't stay broken. He turned silent, and from that silence, he built something stronger. He rebuilt not with gold, but with character, not with status, but with strength. Musonius Rufus didn't just survive exile. He grew in it. He became better. He lived his Stoicism, and that is the invitation to all of us. Whatever you've lost, it is now the material, the clay. You can shape it into resentment or resilience. That's the choice. You today. Let me speak to you now. Right now, you may be in your own form of exile, facing heartbreak, drowning in anxiety, crushed by uncertainty, numbed by disappointment. But hear this, you have not failed. You have not ended. You are simply in the silence between chapters, and that silence is your forge. This is where you strip away illusions. This is where you find what truly matters. This is where you become something the world cannot shake. Your Stoic rebirth. You don't need a title. You don't need applause. You don't need the perfect plan. You need clarity. You need calm. You need courage. Start where you are. Take one action. Read one page. Write one thought. Speak one truth. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. This is your time. Not when you've fixed everything. Not when life is perfect. But now, in the silence, in the stillness, in the storm, the gift of loss. Most people think loss is the end. But for the Stoic, loss is the gateway. It shows you who you really are. It strips you of lies. It humbles you and invites you to rise again different. You didn't lose. You were shown what you truly value. You didn't break. You were broken open so something stronger could rise. You didn't fail. You fell. And that fall becomes your foundation. This is not the end of your story. It's the silence before your next rise. Final reflection. He lost everything. Then he turned silent. And in that silence, he found clarity. He found virtue. He found the truth. And now, so can you. This is Stoicism, not as a theory, but as a way of living, of enduring, of rising. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to feel strong. You just need to take one honest step forward. And when you do, you'll realize something incredible. You were never truly lost. You were simply being forged. If this spoke to you, subscribe to the channel. Share it with someone who needs this silence. And remember, the world is noisy. Your mind doesn't have to be. Stay focused. Stay calm. Stay stoic.